Hello, my beautiful soul. Jai Jinendra. Namaste. Hope you all had a wonderful New Year's time, beautiful new 2026, and a beautiful new you. So today's topic is new you. We're going to talk about what it really means to step into a new you in the new year without pressure, perfection, or burnout. And for that, we have Ellison. Hi, how are you?
I'm
So
wonderful.
Ellison is going to talk about how we can reinvent ourselves. And to give you a little brief about Alison, she's a wise woman in 3D speak. She's a transformational life coach. Becoming a wise woman has been a lifelong journey for her. As a coach, Alison helps women make peace with their past, fall in love with the woman she was born to be, and live a life she loves. So the platform is all for you. Let us know how we can reinvent ourselves in 2026.
Thank you, Mital. And I have to say you are one of the women that just exemplify taking a hold of your life
Thank you.
and creating something beautiful. And so I love your podcast and I hope it just continues to expand because it's important. As women, what people don't realize, and I've had clients from all around the world. Yes, I'm American, I'm English, all of that. But I've had clients from all around the world over the last 6 years or since 2017, 2018. And what I've learned and what my clients have learned with me is that as women, we have so much more in common with each other than we do with people of our own country that are men or whatever, because there's that common purpose for women in the world, that common bond that we share with the experiences that we have. And so whether you're from India or Russia or China or South America or North America or Canada, it doesn't matter. When we take that deep breath and we talk woman to woman, isn't it amazing how we understand and we can support and motivate each other?
Yes. And there's so many commonality we have, and then, we can start conversation with any woman, any girl around the globe. We don't
Yeah.
have to have a common background. It's like being women, we have a lot of commonalities where we can start discussing
Yes.
things and sharing, and then more so giving motivation to each other.
Yes. And the more I do this and the more women I work with, the more I realize that that is the beauty of who we are as women and that desire to lift and support each other.
Support each other. Yes. So yeah, today's podcast, it's all about how we can support each other, how we can be backbone for the other person, for the other woman, or other human being who's going through some life situation.
And it's just amazing. And so starting the new year, new you, what's the first thing we need to know? The first thing we need to know is what do most people do starting December 31st, going into January 1st morning? We make a New Year's
Resolution.
resolution. Do you do them?
Yes. I would do earlier, but now I've kind of not very strict about it. But yes, I do in terms of now what I do in terms of resolution is kind of something which, like, spiritually, what I'm going to do it every day or every week. So kind of I take a vow just to myself, my daughter and I, both of us, and then we do that. We follow that through the year. But otherwise, the other resolution kind of thing that has stopped.
Now, do you actually do it through the year?
Yes, I follow whatever the vow I take. But yes, I've stopped doing the other resolutions because I would not follow it earlier.
Bingo. The
Yes.
average date that most people forget their New Year's resolution is January 8th.
Oh, wow.
That's today.
Oh,
So
that's
guess
today.
what?
Yes.
Guess what? If you made a resolution, it's more than likely gone. And here's the problem with resolutions. What does the resolution say? Usually it starts with something like, this year, I'm going to do better at whatever. Okay. And the problem is when we do that, we're focusing on what we don't do well. We're focusing on what we want to improve about ourselves. So that feels worthy and it feels gracious, but we're beating ourselves up. We're saying we're not good enough. We're not worthy because now we need to improve ourselves. And the next year is going to be wonderful because I'm going to fix something about myself. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell every person that hears this podcast, you are not broken. You're not. You're perfect. You are perfect the way you are.
You.
Each and every one of us was born, God's creation, God's will, to be here on this earth the way we are. Perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect, whichever you want to use. But how many times in life have you struggled to be perfect and nothing goes right?
Yeah, many a times.
All the time.
Yeah,
Yet
all the time.
when we allow ourselves to do our best, what happens? Most of the time, it works out well. And sometimes it doesn't. But the question there is then, if you did your best, you couldn't have done any better. So don't beat yourself up. You couldn't have done anything differently to make it better. So we spend our lives living from the outside in, looking at what the world wants from us, looking at what others want from us, looking at the expectations and the role models and the stereotypes, thinking that other people are judging us based on this, when the reality is we're judging ourselves. We are judged. Don't get me wrong. I know lots of people are judgy, but the only judgment that matters is what? The one we have in here and the one we have spiritually, correct?
The connect.
So what does a good New Year's resolution do for us? It sets us off the first day of the year telling ourselves that we're broken, that we need to be fixed, and we're not going to do it because we don't think we can, which is why New Year's resolutions don't work. You can't fix what's not broken. Number one, every woman out there, please listen. You are beautiful just the way you are. You are enough. You are worthy. And that's all you need to be. And it's the way you were born. Think about it as women. What is that one trait that we as women think is just makes us so powerful? Multitasking.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Because we can do 10 things at a time, right?
Dropping off to school, cooking, cleaning, work, office. Yes.
Why is that as power? Why is that our superpower?
I don't know.
Why do we even do that? Do men do that?
I don't know.
No. Men, they do one thing at a time. They do what needs to be done, and then they move to the next thing. Yes, sometimes they'll overlap or whatever, but you will never see a man plan his work schedule the way we do. That's how men are so confident and satisfied, because they know who they are, they know what they're good at, and they know how to play to their strengths. We as women multitask because we've been told we're not as good as, we are not as capable as, we are not as strong, we're not smart, whatever you want to say, we've all said it. And so women multitask to overcompensate for our lack. When, quite frankly, we're the ones that think we're lacking. We are the ones who tell ourselves we're lacking because we pay attention to everything out there. And every little tiny mistake, every little flaw, every little flub up, every little, oh my gosh, we internalize it as something we should have prevented, done differently, or done better, correct?
Yes.
So we're doing it to ourselves. So my first suggestion for everyone out there that wants a new year, new you, stop overthinking, stop making it harder, stop beating yourself up, and know that you are worthy. You are special. You're enough. And a friend of mine asked me, she said, well, how can Well, what's the good being special if we're all special? And I'm like, because the only thing that matters is my own opinion. It's the only thing I control. So
If
if
it's
I think I'm
special,
special, I'm
yes,
special in
special.
my way.
Yeah, special. And then with that speciality, everybody has their uniqueness also. And so everybody is different, but they are special.
Hmm. And when you get to that place and you view everyone else the same way as special, we all mess up, things go wrong, stuff happens, we're human. But when you start changing your frame of reference, starting with who am I? And not the old way. Well, I talk too much and I'm not good at this and I'm blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. That's not special. That's beating yourself up. Special is I have a good heart. Special is I'm a great mother. Special is I'm a fantastic wife. I'm a good employee. I'm wonderful at, I do beautiful art. I cook wonderful food. That's, any of those things are special. And when we,
Appreciating yourself.
yes. And it's about being honest with yourself. We say be honest with ourselves. We think, oh, I got to admit to everything I've done wrong. No, 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 no. We're really good at picking ourselves apart. Let's be honest with ourselves about what's wonderful about each and every one of us. Let's wake up and instead of saying, what do I have to do today? What do I get to do today? Because the truth is, we are not the choices we make. But, and I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure I got it just really clear. The choices we make, and more importantly, how we honor them, define who we are.
Yeah. The latter part is more important. How
Mm-hmm.
we honor our choices.
Yes, yes. I made the choice. It was the best choice I could make. It maybe didn't work out, but I did my part. And so it's about honoring that because the reality is we were born to live in flow with each other, with our spouses, with our children, with our bosses, with the world. But yet we wake up every day fighting that. We wake up every day saying, oh, what's going to go wrong today?
Today.
Worried instead of waking up and saying, what a glorious day I have in front of me. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what wonderful things I do. Because now we know what happens out there. That's out there. I let everyone else deal with themselves. Own this. Own this. Who are you? What are the choices you make and how do they show the world who you are? And when you do that, life starts over. Things change. The way people respond and react to you changes. The way you respond and react to other people changes. And because when you do that, one of the worst things about getting older is time goes faster and faster and faster.
Yes.
When you do this and you take those deep breaths and you slow down, and in the morning you wake up, and before you ever get out of bed, what do I get to do today? What wonderful things are going to happen today? I'm excited. Time will slow down. You'll have the time to do everything you want to do. And you will enjoy. You'll be in flow with the people around you, with the world. And that's when life changes. So when we focus on who we are and what we're good at, life works in our favor, right?
Hmm.
So why not start today? It's the 8th. Your resolution is over. You've already forgotten it.
Yes.
Start again. This is not a resolution. It's an understanding. And say, okay, but I can do that. But stuff's still going to go south. Things are going to happen because we don't control anyone else. We all have free will, and other people are going to do things that impact us. So what do? Because that's where we lose that sense of how wonderful we are. When things go south, right? What happens? That moment of panic. And what happens? Every nerve in your body. Let's say you're just driving down the road. Have you ever been driving down the road and all of a sudden some car comes swerving out in front of you and it's a near miss? Every nerve in your body activates.
Yes.
And, okay? When things go south, it may not happen that bad, but that's what happens. Your vibration drops down into the gutter and everything gets bad. Yes. And it changes. So instead of doing that, what can we do? Because once we get in that frame of mind, what happens to us? We become vulnerable. We become vulnerable to what other people say and do. We become vulnerable to the negative thoughts that we have. And that's called being a victim. And who likes being a victim? Not me. I don't. So what do? So I have something that I've learned through various different sources, all putting it all together, that helps me when something does go wrong, because that is inevitable. The first thing that I do when that moment of panic hits is I take 3 deep, put my hand on my heart, left hand on your heart, right here, left hand, not right, put the left hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is important, hand, because it creates a circuit. Okay, a physical circuit. And we take 3 deep breaths. And while we take those 3 deep breaths, we just take those 3 deep breaths and connect back to ourselves. Draw in the love and let out everything else. So 3 deep breaths in. Good stuff. And then we let out everything that does not serve us. And when we're done with those 3 deep breaths and we've connected with ourselves, we can look at what's gone wrong and we can ask ourselves one simple question. Can I do anything about this right now? How often is there something you could do about it right now? Now, if somebody pulled in front of you and they're still driving erratically, you can get off the road. Call 911, get somebody to get them off the road. So there are times when there is a right now something you can do. Do it. Don't be afraid. I like to use the example of, when do you call the ambulance for yourself? Believe me, if you've ever been in that position, it's a hard thing to make. How do you know when to call an ambulance for someone else?
When you know that's the only option left.
Yes, that's the only option left. So the answer is, something bad has happened. Is there anything I can do right now?
Do it.
Do it. Okay, call the ambulance. It needs to be done. Then the next question, if the answer is no, there's nothing I can do, it's out of my control, or I can't do anything right now, ask yourself, what can you do and when can you do it? So you get a letter in the mail saying your bank account is overdrafted and it's Saturday and they're closed. Now, I could live till whenever in panic mode, right? What, can I do anything right now? No.
No.
But I can do something Monday morning. What can I do Monday morning? And I put it on my calendar. And then I let it go. And the 2 or 3 times it tries to come back and attack me again and get me all wound up, I remind myself, there's nothing I can do.
Let it go.
Let it go. And the inevitability to this process is that by putting it on your calendar, you've done something physically.
Yes.
And inevitably, when you let it go, by the time I set on my calendar, the problem has either already resolved itself, I have the perfect solution, or I do what I need to do and it was an easy fix. I'm not wound up. I'm not excited. I make the phone call. I take care of the business and I'm done. And it solves itself. And for me, that's the beauty of allowing yourself to go back into flow. Because when you're in flow, things resolve. Just like when you have a problem and you go to bed thinking about it, don't you always wake up with the answer?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, at night, you've kind of got a solution by thinking.
Because you asked your brain to find your answer. And
Mhm.
and a lot of this is spiritual. Yes, I understand. It's about your relationship with the world and who you are and God and everything else. But the other part of it is just about letting your mind do its job. We set it in motion and then we let it spin like a top. Neuroscience. We can use neuroscience to fix it. And by going through this process of engaging your mind to look for the solutions, after and get yourself back out of the angst and the confusion and the stress, and put your hand here, take those deep breaths, create the circuit,
Mhm.
and then connect with yourself. And then engage your mind in a productive way to analyze, plan, put it on a calendar, and know that when that pops up on your calendar, you'll take care of it.
You will take care of that. So that until then, you don't have to worry about it.
No, not at all. And it sounds like it would be hard to do, but when you practice it,
Hmm.
it works.
My next question was that I said these things, when we say it's very easy, but it looks impractical.
If someone had told me this before I started doing it,
Hmm.
I'd have said you're crazy because I am the queen of panic. I am the queen of panic.
Most,
Okay.
maybe not all, but most of us are like instant reaction is getting panicked.
Mm-hmm. And what does that do? Who's helped by the panic?
Yeah, it's like everything negative is happening to our ourselves, our body, and to us.
And so we've made ourselves victims
Hmm.
versus being in control and realizing that there's three states to live in. Things happen to me. I'm a victim. Things happen for me. This is good. Things come from me. I am controlling my experience. Now, where do you want to be? And in this year of 2026,
Mm.
with all the turmoil globally, we as women can take control of our mental state, of our emotional state, of our mindset, and we can be the rock that this world needs to know that we are going to be okay and that we have a say in how we experience life. And for me, that's the new you that you can create any day. And even if yesterday didn't go as planned and everything went wrong and you did all kinds of things that you're maybe not proud of, those days happen. Tomorrow morning, I can wake up and I can make a different choice about who I'm going to be, who I am, how I'm going to respond, and how I'm going to interact with the rest of the world. And every day you can do that. Every minute you can do that. Because after all, who's responsible for me? Me.
Mm. Me. Yeah, it's me.
And as women, more than half of the world, what if we as women took responsibility for ourselves to remember who we were born to be, that we're not broken, and that we are worthy and we are enough. And take those little steps to deal with things when they arise that aren't good. But remember that 99% of what happens is
We have to see good in ourselves.
it starts in here. I love to say, how do you, why is it some people don't feel loved? Well, when somebody says no one loves me, I know why, because you don't love yourself.
Love yourself. I tell my daughter also same thing. Love yourself. If you love yourself, then the others will love you. If you don't have appreciation for yourself, don't expect appreciation from others.
Well, and it's not only they won't love you, it'll be harder for them to love you because they have no clue who you are because you're not being yourself. But more importantly, if you don't love yourself unconditionally, how would you know what it feels like when someone else does?
You experience your love.
And when you know you love yourself and why, you can understand why other people love you. And it's so much easier.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Alison. This is wonderful. All my audience, 2026, reinvent yourself. It's a new you. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. So reinvent those resolutions and then we'll meet up again in 2027 to see what has happened to the resolutions on the way. Wishing you a wonderful 2026, wishing you a wonderful you. Jai Janendra, namaste, my beautiful soul. Bye. Take care.